family members and some other people had then linked to them on their original gene test that my test would confirm if my father was also their father or relative. But in doing so, you realise I've then revealed facts to other people, and particularly on my birth mother's side, that I was aware but other people hadn't thought about, that I would then find, as it turns out, 50 other cousins in England who would clearly ask my birth mother, who had sought a level of privacy. So this is one of the two-edged swords of these things, and my feeling is, I said, well, probably in a decade we'll all have a phone app on our phone that tells us who we're related to everywhere in the world, so it's just a matter of time before these things get used more and more.
Have there been some positives for you?
The positives have been absolutely fascinating when you've grown up, not ever been able to look at anyone else that you know of as your same genetic material. And it's a bit like a person when you have your first baby, you think, yep, that's part of me. And so, I suppose to add to the confusion, I originally trained as a psychologist, and I sat there thinking, how much of this is nature and how much is nurture? So when you find a relative, and in my case 10 of them, that all come from different mothers and different, and in several cases different fathers with different backgrounds and mixtures of them all, it's this lovely double blind of what do they do like me. But the funniest thing is when other people look and say, oh, but you do something like he used to do, or this does, and you think, and they can't even say what it is.
Is it physical stuff, or is it things that you've done in your life?
Some of the things are, well, the first thing is to find that so many of the family are all in caring trades, if that makes sense, that people have chosen similar value type of things. And I think that at the moment there's an interesting thing that two of my sisters that have only met each other in the last few weeks, my half-sisters, are actually having a little bit of a tiff. They're saying, she's not 100% like me. And I'm saying, well, no, she's not 100% of you, she's only 50%. And they're actually having issues where their expectations were higher and things like that, because other family members that already met matched better. And it's really interesting how people reconcile what do you expect a sister to do. I said, well, if you've got 3 you get on with and 1 you don't, that's pretty good for an average for most families, I'd say.
And there's 10 of you. That's the thing that freaks me out. I just go, how did that happen?
Well, I've got one arriving next week, and she is a half-sister according to the gene search. And what's interesting is that one gene company picked it up and another one hasn't. And so what you realise is these companies aren't doing a full check of everything, and they don't have everything. And some people who I've met, relatives, actually put their samples up some 5 or 6 years ago and only recently did it link. So I don't quite understand what their administrative sort of level is of maintaining the databases as new people come in. And those are things that are all imperfect in the imperfect world. But boy, it's been exciting that it's allowed us to meet people. And I think the interesting test always seems to be the old aunts. When the old aunts meet everyone, and as someone said, do they smell right? Do they feel right? And you think, yes, that must be like the mother with the puppies, that you know which one is yours and which one isn't because they smell right, or something like that. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Okay.
You are brilliant. Thank you so much. Eat your